morning, friends, on this Holy Maundy Thursday. I'm so glad that you could join us for our Lenten morning devotionals. Today, obviously, with it being Maundy Thursday, we are going to be looking at the scene that took place on this day so long ago, Jesus' time in the Garden of Gethsemane. And we can find that story in the 26th chapter of Matthew, verses 36 through 46. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the two sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asked Peter. "Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away a second time and prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back, he again found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the third time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." May God add his blessing to the reading of his word. Well, the night before Jesus died, he asked, "Father, if you're willing, please take this cup of suffering away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." Friends, Jesus completely understands how hard it is to remain totally faithful to God's will. And so we need to remember that when we're facing difficult situations, we can always turn to Jesus because he understands. And even more, he empathizes. And if we allow him to, he will give us the strength to see us through. So when we're feeling overwhelmed, we remember we can turn to Jesus and emulate him and how he handled it. So let me share with you 4 things that we can learn from the way Jesus faced his death. And the first is, we don't have to face difficult times alone. Jesus surrounded himself with friends at the Last Supper, and he invited them to join him in Gethsemane when he prayed. And next, we can turn to our Heavenly Father. God genuinely wants to hear from us. He is so full of mercy, and in Jesus, we have a mediator who empathizes with us and is always on our side. And third, we can always be honest with God. Jesus tells his disciples that his soul is overwhelmed, and he is just as open and honest when he cries out to the Father in fear. He asks him, "Please don't make me do this, God." And then finally, we can always trust God's plans. Even after asking the Father to take away his certain death, Jesus trusts the Father's plan, and he submits to his will and accepts the cross. And so no matter what circumstances we find ourselves in, regardless of our fear or uncertainty, we can always look to Jesus and follow the example that he set. So friends, let's consider today, what does it look like for you to trust God's plan totally for your life? And what's one hard thing you're facing this week? Let's go to God just like Jesus did and be honest with God and talk about it with him. Friends, tonight, I would love to have you join us for our Maundy Thursday worship services. They're going to take place at 6:30 and 7:45. The 6:30 will be live streamed and then later on demand. We do hope that we will see you either live or in your homes as we come together to celebrate this most holy day known as Maundy Thursday. Take care, friends. I'll see you then.